All right, what's up? So I want to go through the Form 4 summer exam. Now, disclosure, I've just done question 1, but the sound didn't record. Woohoo! So let me keep my working and just very quickly talk through the ideas again with you. You can see I was drawing and talking all this jazz, but I can't face doing it again. So let's just go through this quickly. So why doesn't a lunar eclipse happen every month? Well, the idea I've tried to draw here is the Earth's orbit in green and the Moon's orbit in red. And so what you might have is that the moon might be at like the highest point in its orbit, if you want to think about it like that. And therefore it won't be lined up with the sun and the earth. I've tried to kind of draw them all in a straight line there. So conditions for total lunar eclipse is the sun, earth, moon must be aligned. They must be in a kind of straight line, right? So all sort of, if I draw it again, like you've got sun here, earth here, and then the moon I'd had in red, moon there. So they've got to all be in a straight line, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe the moon is like higher up. Where's that gone? Maybe the moon's like higher up in its orbit, so they're not. Second mark then, the moon's orbit is inclined to the plane of the ecliptic. The ecliptic is effectively the Earth's orbital plane. And so the final mark, the moon doesn't always fall in the shadow of the Earth. So 3 marks if you get those 3 points. Next one, we had to work out the ratio of Earth's diameter to Moon's diameter. So what we can see here is that when the Moon moves from first contact to second contact, effectively the Moon's moved a distance of 1 Moon diameter. When it moves from 1 to 3, it's effectively moved a distance of 1 Earth diameter, because this green thing is the Earth's shadow, and the Earth's shadow and the Earth are basically the same size. So if we want the distance, this was hilarious as well. I was doing the maths live and I was trying to figure it out, and I got it right amazingly without really taking too much time to check it was right. So the distance for the Earth is going to be from 1 to 3. So I worked out that from 1 to 3, that's like 4 hours plus 38 minutes. And then the distance from 1 to 2 is like 1 hour plus 33 minutes. That gives you these ratios. So the diameter of the Earth compared to the Moon is 3 to 1. Next up, we had this percentage uncertainty one. Again, it took me a while. You're missing out on all of this fun. Don't worry, you'll see it in the next question, I'm sure. Yeah, 2.3 was what he calculated, and then we compare that to 1.4, which we get off the data sheet. Find out that he had a 64% error. Why was this error so big? Well, he'd been trying to measure the apparent size of the sun, and that is kind of relevant here. So what did he do wrong? Well, the angular diameter was measured incorrectly, and the reason for that is it's difficult and dangerous to measure the sun due to its high brightness. I also allowed, though, that he used the incorrect, whoa, I didn't even write it, the incorrect distance to the sun, because what he was effectively doing, he's trying to measure these 2 red things, right? He's trying to measure the angle theta, and he's trying to measure, he's measuring theta, and he already knows the distance to the sun. No, what am I chatting about? Yeah, no, I'm right. Of course I'm right. See, I told you, you stick around, I'm going to get it wrong. He measured the angle. He knew the distance to the sun, which we've called r here, like the radius of a circle. So he knew both of those, like he measuring theta himself, and he knew r from a previous calculation. He's going to use them to calculate the diameter, which is shown in blue. Yeah, maybe his r was wrong, right? So that's the other thing. Incorrect distance to the sun used. It's a compound error, or like an error carried forward. All right, let's go on to the next video.